Hey, I'm Kev, yeah, Mr. K, and I'm going extreme in this video, in Game Stock Car Extreme, with the Formula Extreme car, and around an extreme track, to that race, round the Green Hell, a mod track, so it's linked down below, the Nordschleife, as we try to survive 50% aggression AI. I did try at 75%, for some reason that didn't work out, but on 50% it seems to be just fine, and against 85% strength AI. I did try at 90%, but I'm not quite on that level. So it is going to get messy, it's going to get sideways, and it's going to get a bit off track at times, as unfortunately I do get caught up by a couple of bumps, so there's a couple of spins. I do apologise for my driving in this race, as I'm not the most talented sim racer around. There might be no talent at all, but I do like driving Game Stock Car Extreme, the Formula Extreme, and the Nordschleife for this mod track, as I said, link down in the description below. And in this video we're going to talk about this track after some announcements from iRacing. Going to talk about another iRacing announcement, but we're going to start off by talking about Game Stock Car Extreme, and we're going to talk about version 1.25, as a couple of screenshots appeared after version 1.2 came out, and the 1.21 patch for version 1.2 fixing like the shadows stuttering a bit, which was a bit of a major problem. It seems to have been realigned a bit there with that patch. Unfortunately, there are a couple of things that have not been fixed yet, such as with the Formula Extreme cars on the non-LED displayed steering wheel cars, such as the Williams. The hands do appear like on and off, on and off, on and off every few seconds, which can be a bit annoying, a bit distracting as well. So hopefully that's fixed for version 1.25. That's why I'm driving the MacLeod car, Ferrari, and you can call me Iker Rodriguez in this race, Fernando Alonso otherwise. And so I am trying to battle from pole and survive this race in the nice evening sun. As you can see, it's going to get very dark towards the end of the race, so enjoy that transition. But in those version 1.25 screenshots that Risa released about 4 weeks ago now, quite a long time ago now, they were showing some new karts and some new tracks, specifically the super kart, which is like it can rip your face off. I'm going to really enjoy that. I think that's going to be great fun, and it of course is in kart form. And so we're going to have a new bodywork car, it seemed, as unfortunately do tap the AI a bit. They managed to just about keep it out of the barrier. And also a couple of new tracks. It looks like Kyalami, as they showed the Formula Classic cars on it, and we've already seen a screenshot of Kyalami in the developmental phase, but now it looks like we've seen the cars on it, and it looks fantastic. Old Kyalami is one of my favourite tracks. I tend to appreciate the older tracks, I think, a bit more than the modern ones, such as the Ostrite Ring. I much prefer that over the modern Red Bull Ring, and I much prefer the old Kyalami over the modern Kyalami. And the old Kyalami was a fast flowing short track, and if you know me, I like my fast flowing tracks. It was just over a minute in Grand Prix Legends, if I remember, and it was about a minute if you take it on R Factor and do one of the 80s turbo cars, which is just mental. And so yeah, I really enjoy that Kyalami tracking, and it's great to see that it will be in Game Stock Car Extreme, and it gets a bit extreme out on track as the Marussia goes back. Sorry, Max Chilton. And so really looking forward to the new tracks, looking forward to the karts, and version 1.25, it's just another update of a million other updates that are going to come. The Game Stock Car Extreme, after they announced that, you know, Game Stock Car 2013 was becoming Extreme, they announced the sports car and quite a few other tracks as well, classic versions as well of those tracks, and trying to push this G-Motor 2 limit engine to the limit even, as they're going to announce new radar effects, you know, trying to improve optimization, which they've already done with version 1.2, and it seems to be running a bit better for me as well. My quite older laptop now, it's about a few years old, and so yeah, weather effects such as rain, which should be fantastic to see. So yeah, really excited for the version 1.25 update. Let me know what you think of the version 1.25 update, at least if you've seen those screenshots. I'll link it down in the description below if you haven't. And so, yeah, really looking forward to what Rezo are bringing to this game. I've probably got to pick up Formula Truck as well, as Rezo are one of my favourite studios at the moment, and Formula Truck looks like a fantastic game as well. And they're said they're going to be bringing a kind of Game Stock Car Extreme-esque update to Formula Truck, and so yeah, looking forward to that as well once I finally pick up Formula Truck, because that looks like a very tasty game. And you're going to notice that I know about 3/4 of this Nürburgring or Nordschleife track. You're now on the quarter of the track which I don't know, which I drive around like an old person at a Mickey Minaj concert, wondering what is this alien doing on this planet? Well, I'm wondering what the hell is coming up next, and it's one of the fastest sections of the track, so you're going to be seeing me losing loads of time to AI. Once again, do apologise for my driving a bit here. Get back there. Sauber, as you look down, is inside, doing quite a nice move as well, as we are in the Ferrari. The Sauber should be behind us. And so that is the Game Stock Car Extreme out there till we get to the end of this first lap. Let's move into iRacing and talk about what they announced exactly a week ago, that the green hell was coming to iRacing. Here's the reason I was driving a Nordschleife in this video. Also the Nürburgring GP track, which of course held the German Grand Prix last year in 2011, 2009, 2007, and the combined circuit which the VLN series races on, including the 24 hours of Nürburgring. And so it raises quite a few questions, actually, the inquisition of this Nordschleife of the Nürburgring into iRacing planned for next year. And there's already been laser scan versions of Nordschleife out there for Forza 5, so the console games had it for quite a while. It's coming to Assetto Corsa as well, which they announced at the end of last year, if I got my dates right, and that should be coming soon as well. So for the PC gamers, we're getting a couple of laser scan versions of Nordschleife, which is really exciting. And after the hallelujah, I do question the pricing model for this, because the Nordschleife is a bit bigger than your average circuit. I reckon the Nürburgring GP circuit's going to be normal price, about $15. But what about the Nordschleife? Because it is a much longer circuit, and you also have the combo circuit as well. So is it going to be a bundle, and do you have to pay extra, top dollar for this, or is it just going to be some very different pricing structure for this? Is it just going to be a higher price? Because when a couple of iRacers met the iRacing blokes at the Nürburgring 1000 last weekend, they did, question how this is going to work. And I think, from the forums at least, it looks like they might be coming up with a new pricing structure for this. So it'd be interesting to see how that works out as we make a nice move around the outside of the AI here, down into the right-hander. And so, yeah, that's one of the main questions I've got about the pricing. And also about the track in general, not just, the laser scanning part, but how's the racing going to be on this track? As you're seeing in this race, it's very difficult to pass, and I'm against AI who just race on the racing line predominantly. How's it going to be against other human players? How's it going to be then? You're going to see lots of accidents probably, as the Nordschleife is more known for being a driving track. That's why it's got a toll there. That's why loads of people, thousands of people, go there each year just to drive the track, at different levels. And even though there's the VLN series, which is based around this track, it's more known for that driving track. And so how's the racing going to be? It's quite good in the 24 hours of Nürburgring. It was this year at least. But how's it going to be in the iRacing environment? Some folks do get a bit aggressive, and you're going to see, I expect you're going to learn loads of new words if you race around here, at least in iRacing. So yeah, how's the racing going to be? I can see it not being that popular in the public domain, in the public series, but maybe in private leagues, specifically for the older cars as well, the Lotus 79, Lotus 49. I imagine it's going to be quite popular. So yeah, very interested to see how that works out. And finally, how is the instant limit going to work? Because it's normally 17x is the instant limit for most of the races in iRacing. They do up it for the special events such as the Daytona 2.4. So how is that going to work out, especially with driver slots coming as well? Could we do the 24 hours of the Nordschleife or the Nürburgring next year. And so, yeah, how is the incident going to work out then? And how is it going to work out for this track as well? As you're going to see in this race, as unfortunately lose it over a bump, as I said, do lose it over a couple of bumps, do apologise for that. And so, yeah, how is that incident limit going to work out? Is it actually going to work out at all? How, you know, I probably need 17Xs for just one lap of this track, as you can see from this race. How's it going to work out over a 2-lap race distance, 3-lap, 4, and so on? So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how that works out. Race lengths as well, because it's a very long track. Are we just going to see 1-lap Mazda races? I'm sure everyone's looking forward to that Mazda MX-5 races around this. But yeah, let me know what you think of the Nordschleife inclusion in iRacing and the no points that have been raised there. What are your answers to them? And so that is the Nordschleife. It's getting very dark here. We're being lit up by an LED display. Can you imagine an F1 race in real life with the 2014 cars around there in the dark, like they have at Bahrain or in Singapore? Yeah, it's a scary thought, isn't it? So yeah, as I said, it's a very narrow track and, you know, difficult for passing. Barriers are close as well, so you're going to get loads of incidents as well, maybe. So let's talk about that final iRacing announcement. We're in the final part of the race and yeah, in the quarter part of the track where I don't know where I'm going. And Aston Martin, 4 cars announced about 2 weeks ago now. 2 of them announced in that announcement. One of them is the Vanquish GT3, which is, you know, the modern Aston Martin GT car raced at Le Mans this year, raced in the Nürburgring 1000 race, which Audi won with Lons van Voorn, and well done to them both for winning the Blancpain Endurance Series and for winning, you know, GT Championship last year. So they seem to be a very good pairing together. And so, yeah, the Vanquish GT3, which will be added to the GT3 series. You know, we've already got BMW there, we've got RUF, Porsche, and we've got the MacLeod. So it's actually going to be a British versus German battle there, and it's going to get more chaotic, I expect, as well, and more balancing of performance and all of that to get it really figured out. It's probably going to be a season of Aston Martin dominance then, and by the next season everyone's more together, like it is with when the BMW came to that series. And also the DBR9, well, as if you probably watched my PGR4 video, one of my favourite race cars of all time, with the Aston Martin V12 in the back, debuted in 2005, won at Le Mans in 2007, and then a classic battle in 2008 against Chevrolet Corvette C6R, which is already in iRacing. So are we getting a GT1 championship to boot us? Get back behind me, AI. There you go. As I just hold off for a top 10 finish here in the dark. Amazing. So we somehow survived the race. But yeah, are we getting a GT1 championship then with the Chevrolet, which won out of the one in 2005, 2006 and 2009 against privateer Aston Martins, because Aston Martin went up to LMP1 level in 2009. So are we getting an LMP1 car with the like AMR1 which Aston Martin had, and they raced for a few years before going back to GT level? So, you know, let the speculation begin on that. It raises loads of questions, this Aston Martin announcement. And so yeah, 2 more cars announced apparently, as there's going to be 4 cars coming. So yeah, interesting to see what happens there. But as we move under the stars around the Nordschleife, I hope you enjoyed that race, and let me know your thoughts on the announcements from iRacing. Are you looking forward to version 1.25 of Game Stock Car Stream? We're lucky we're near the end of the video. I think my tongue is, you know, getting very dry here. Mouth's getting very dry here, and I'm not enunciating my words. But hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.